Yeah, we're going to go to London, New Bike Day, London. I'm going to get a Cervelo off Facebook Marketplace. Let's see what we got here. This is some... Hey, I'm just feeling a bit tired. We're going to London. I need something to wake me up. Just give me a second. Just pause this video for a second. I'll come back in a second with you. Wait a second. Cervelo R5. This was actually in Brisbane. I just saw this one come up. This is a good bike, mate. Twitching a bit. It's kind of a bit nullable white today. Waste not, want not. This is a Cervelo R5, and these are pretty good bikes. But there's an issue here. They do get the Ring of Death. If you don't know what the Ring of Death is, just watch any of my videos on carbon steer failures. Otherwise, they're a fantastic bike. This is basically what the Pragma Glycogen. This is basically the Pragma Glycogen, but a lot more coin. These are nice bikes. SRAM Red. I feel a bit of movement down there. This is a great bike. It looks like in really good condition. My only issue is, if I was looking at this bike for purchase, 2.2 is a fair price, but I'll give them $1,000. But yeah, drop that fork out to check for the Ring of Death. And if it's got Ring of Death, then you got to bin that fork. Cut it down and bin it. Is that a dog? Hey, is that a dog that's there? Is that real? Hey boy, hey. It's not moving. I think it could be a statue. But yeah, otherwise these bikes are pretty good. Check out for cracks, etc. Let's go back to London, and so look at the price difference. Look at the price difference. This is Di2. Let's do Di2 Dura. It's got the Envy wheels. What hubs has it got on there? What hubs have we got on there? So again, check for the Ring of Death. Check for Ring of Death. It's got Envy carbon bars. Again, you want to strip them back. Check for any cracks. What else have got in this bike? Is this person using WD-40 or knob polish to polish this bike up a bit? If it's got Chris King hubs, I'd give it a miss. It looks like it could be Chris King R45 hubs. In that case, I would... hang on, this guy's got Mavic stock wheels, so fast forward F28. Like, that's what I dislike when people prick tees with some XE wheels. And these aren't that good, I'll be honest with you. They're just... In the big winds, they blow around. They're quite stiff and quite flexy and cumbersome. They do look cool, though. They sound cool. The Di2 Dura-Ace, that's a win. But we want to check that hanger's not bent. The derailleur's not bent. But this bike does look in pretty good condition. It does look in pretty good condition. Let's have a look in Cervelo World. That's almost... And let me just double check how much that's worth. 3-1 quid squid in AUD. That's how much... This dude's dreaming, mate. Dreaming. In Australia, you get laughed off Facebook for putting that. That's hilarious. How much was that? So it's almost double. All right, this guy here, what's he selling? He's got an R5, which is again like a Pragma Glycogen. The Pragma Glycogen is better. This seat clamp design's a little bit faffy, potential to be faffiness. The bottom bracket I don't like, but this bike in general does ride nice. Right? If we're talking ride quality, great bike. And again, check for Ring of Death. It's mechanical, 11-speed 9100. It's got Dura-Ace cranks. Again, check the Dura-Ace cranks for any cracks. They do fail. Okay, they do fail. So you want to check that out. I can't believe how much bikes people. This is insane. And again, this is just purely Aussie banter. Had a bit of nullable white. We're just giving comments and criticisms. I'm not trying to sledge anyone here. Just giving honest opinions here. This is another R5. That's what's happening. All these bankers are flogging off their R5s and going to get a disc brake bike. This has got tubulars on there, so give it a miss. Unless you like dealing with tubulars, this bike would be pretty light. This bike would be very light. This bike would be definitely sub 7 kilo. It's got the Bontrager's Madone brakes on there, DT Swiss 240 rear hub. Mechanical 9100 rear derailleur. Looks like it hasn't been dropped, but that's not a stock derailleur, so maybe this bike was involved in a bit of a bingle dingle, and you'd have to check that out. 6.4 kilo of tubulars. Now we're talking. And pedals, 6.4 kilo. So that's about 1.5 kilos lighter than the current S5 disc in that size. Literally 1.5 kilos. So I'll be checking for Ring of Death. Nice bike. The price. Dreaming. I mean, there's a lot of dreamers in England. All right, that sounds like I can't believe it, man. What's going on in here? We've got a look at this, a seat post for 130 quid. What's going going on? Are these bikes even selling for this price 5 weeks ago? So they're not selling. These bikes are not selling. So these are dreaming prices. If your bike hasn't sold in the first week, then it's going to be too exy. All right. So this guy here is over 50. In Australia, if you posted that, they would heckle you so hard on the forums. The forums are brutal here. The classified forums, just Aussie banter. So this bike here, again, check for ring of death. Looks like it's in very good condition. Doesn't look like it's been ridden much at all. I've got this exact OS 99 stem. There's no corrosion there. It looks like it's been not much ridden much at all. So it's got GP 5000 tyres on it. It's got the rotor cranks. The chain rings look like a little life left. There's not much scratching on the cranks. So, the derailleur looks like there's no anodizing gone wrong. It looks very, very good condition, this bike. The price, absolutely dreaming. In Australia, you probably get this for maybe, 800 quid. And he wants 2.5. Like, it's just dreaming, mate. Dreaming. Nice bike. Does it have the ring of death? Only one way to find out. Let's go back over to London. Let's see what they got going. Let's go for S-Works. Let's type in S-Works. Let's have a real laugh now. Let's get some Sunday night entertainment. And do we hit enter? Here we go. S-Works. We've got Vans, Peugeot. You want a Peugeot, mate? You want a Hitachi? We've got a rock hopper. Look at this rock hopper from the back in the day. We've got a 1998 rock hopper. Not free. $100. 100 quid, mate. Dreaming, bro. You get that for $20 at Cashies on Logan Street in Melbourne, mate. Specialised S-Works. We've got all these cars coming up. What's going on here? Did I type the right thing in? And my nullable is pretty strong, maybe. S-Works Specialised. Here we go here. Let's have some laughs. We've got a Venge replica. All right, here we go. This is hilarious, man. We've got S-Works Venge. An old Venge. A 2011 Venge. Look at that, mate. What's up with you Brits? How come you just hype it up? Low weight, high stiffness, and aerodynamic. A winning combination for laps around the Queens. Oh man, this is hilarious. S-Works Venge, available to a lucky buyer. Bike has been my pride and joy to ride as fast, light, and responsive as they come. It is light. This is much lighter than the current Venge, so we'll give them that, alright? We'll give them that. The gloss black frame and white decal. It looks like it's been sprayed. Ooh, is that crack already starting to form that Durace crank? This bike has been doing some mileage. Those chain rings look pretty worn. I can see a little bit of corrosion on that derailleur. So this bike's been used and abused. It's a 9-year-old frame set. The carbon looks like it's had a lot of UV exposure. It's got one of those old little top Spaz Kaz top thingy dangles. So this bike is worth, in Australian money. Is it DI2? Do we go DI2? Looks like a bit of DI2 action going there. So the wheels, Mavics. I mean, it's got Mavics on it. Mavics are worth nothing, mate. The free hub bodies are shocking. The zip stem, old stem. Again, check for ring of death. This bike has done some mileage. You can tell by the discoloration of the carbon fibre. Just that unidirectional weave, just how it catches the light there. This bike has done some mileage. I can tell by the sheen of the saddle. This bike has done a fair bit of usage. It is DI2. So the group set, we'll give them £1,000 for the group set. How much do they want? 3.8. 3.8. This frame set is worth 200 quid. The wheels, 200 quid. The group set, 1,000 quid. All right. Am I being generous? 1,000 quid? Yeah, we'll give them 1,000 quid, maybe. So 1,400 quid max. Dreaming. 1,400 wants 3.8. Wow. Look at these. Look at what's going on, mate. What's going on in what's the Queen doing? What's the Queen putting in the water in the UK? Seriously. What's this? S-Works. SL5. It's an SL5. This is like a 2013 model. It's 2014. I want 3,000 quid for. How much is 3,000 quid again? That's hilarious. In Australia, this bike would go for the frame, $700 Aussie. The group set, maybe $500-600. The crankset's very well worn. This is, this bike's gonna be worth 1,500 Aussie. 1,500 Aussie. Like I say, it's got Mavics. Mavics are worth nothing. They're crap. The free hub bodies on Mavics are shocking. If you're just cruising around, they're alright. But if you're putting down the watts, man, they don't engage sufficiently, in my opinion. All right, so that is incredibly hilarious. Like, where's the deals? Here's a bit better of a deal. Okay, we're getting a bit more reasonable here. Listed a week ago. All right, so again, it's an S-Works, looks like an old SL3. Nice bike. There's a little printout there done on the. This one's interesting. It's got a little gel saddle cover on there. It's probably stolen this one. DI2. It's got the old 10-speed old Tech. A bit of a mixed one. Definitely looks like a bit of a chop shop bike. Probably coming out of Durianrider's backyard. I think that's me. Yeah, 1,500 quid. That's a joke though. In Australia, you get maybe 1,000 Aussie for that bike. 1,000 Aussie. 1,000 Aussie. What else we got here? SL4. Wow, this is crazy. This one would be worth SRAM Red Zip 202s. The zip hubs are absolutely shocking. Like, Mavic Free hubs are shocking, but zip hubs are shocking. They crack. They actually literally explode. It's got SRAM Red on there. It's got the old 10-speed red. This bike's seen a bit of miles. Worn chain rings. Yeah, the 202s done their yards. 6 weeks ago, trying to get 2,000 quid for a 2-ton. Dreaming. I'd say this bike's worth not even 1,000 quid. This bike's worth it's got zip hubs. Zip hubs explode. This bike has hubs that explode. The rims are pretty good. I've got these 202 rims. I've actually got a set laying in my storage. The rear hub exploded. Literally exploded. Spokes flying everywhere into the frame. Like these, they're not good. They're absolute rubbish. This chain rings are pretty warm. This bike, I would give him 1,000 Aussie for it. $1,000 Aussie, assuming that it had, and it's got those stupid AeroLink SRAM Red brakes that keep moving around. I'm a big fan of SRAM Red, mechanical, love it. But those AeroLink brakes are like, just chuck them in the recycling bin. I mean, don't chuck them in the bin, sorry. Give them to someone who can use them. Send them to the Philippines. They're just horrendous. Philippines is actually an amazing place, by the way. I'm not trying to show it. I love the Philippines. Yeah, this bike is, I'll give him 1,000 Aussie. 1,000 Aussie dollar. Drop that fork out for Ring of Death. It's an SL4 fork. Also check if this fork has done the recall. Specialized had a massive recall because they had a few forks failing. And just Google up Specialized Tarmac SL4 fork recall. All right, so that's it. But otherwise, very nice bike. I've had an SL4. Really nice bike. Very, very, very nice to ride. Big fan of these. What's it going on here? 650 quid for a bike from 2004. Wow. You get $200 in Australia for that, This is hilarious. What's this interesting colorway here? Brand new frames. These look like they're maybe coming out of Shenzhen as well. I mean, actually, these are made in Shenzhen. What am I saying? They could be copies. They could be legit. You never know what you get in London town, in Camden town. Brand new frames. These look a little bit sus. 2020 S-Works Tarmac SL disc. I would be very skeptical of this. I'd be very skeptical of this one. Yeah, they are a frame that has been faked, and I do not recommend buying a fake Specialized frame. You just don't know what you're getting. I mean, you don't even know what you're getting with Specialized, but with a fake one, you definitely don't know what you're getting. So we know you're getting with Specialized, frames. You're going to get something that's very well overly priced, coming to China as well. Here we go. What else got here? An Epic. Let's have a look here. S-Works Epic. And I love Specialized. I love the shoes. I love the helmets. I love the saddles. This is an old Epic. 1,500 quid. This is 17 weeks ago. This person is dreaming. Those XCR cranks look thrashed. Look at all the buffing. Like, the front derail looks very good condition. Sort of good, better condition. This bike is thrashed. Those Rebas look cooked. Oh, he's just done the old give it a bit of spray and make it look new again. This bike is like, it's got the hope. I mean, he's like new. Anything, look at that derail, that's like new. This guy's, I've had another ball white. This guy's been doing Manchester white. He's doing Manny white, you know. This guy's dreaming. What's this dude's name? Let's have a heckle here. Joe, mate, get off the blow. What's going on, mate, Joe? What's going on, Joe? Look at this scrap. Near new, like new. This ain't like new, bro. Get off the blow. Oh my God, he's got a carbon fiber steerer in this thing. He's got a 2010 S-Works Epic for 1,500 quid with a carbon fiber steerer. Oh my! And he's got an EC90 post in there from like 2004. Is this? There's some Joe, you're dreaming. And that rear shock there, that rear brain, that's got a traumatic brain injury. I guarantee. That's got a TBI, bro. That is done and dusted. All right, you can't even get spare parts for that. So 1,500. I'd give you 500 quid max, and it's 26er. It's a 26er, 500 quid. Take it or leave it. Wow. That is some serious dreaming. What's this guy got on? He's got guitars for sale. And he's got bikes in the background. Looks like my joint. S-Works carbon fork used for one season. I cut it short. Cost 400 new. This guy's trying to sell it for 109 quid for 20 weeks ago. Mate, it's worth 20 quid. And even then, it looks like it's got the ring of death on it. What's that ring of death, bro? Is this guy serious? 20 quid max, bro. That is a concern. That ring of death. That could be just a bit of grease mark, but it also could be a ring of death. That looks definitely suspicious. What even fork is this specialised for? It does look specialised because of the little bearing races stuck on there. Looks like maybe it's an old Venge fork or something. 100 quid. Man, people are really seriously dreaming. Let's go back to Australia. All right, let's come back to the land down under. We're basically a convict settlement. This is an S-Works frame set. Does not include wheels. This frame set alone is $5.5 grand new. Back in 2011, almost a decade ago it was, bro. So he's trying to sell his frame for 2.1 with no wheels, with the gearing, with the group set. So it's everything but wheels for 2.1, listed 17 weeks ago. That's how cheap bikes are in Australia. He ain't going to get 2.1. He's probably going to get $500 maybe. Maybe. Because TT bikes, do you know why they sell so cheap? Do you know why they're so expensive? Because triathletes want to finesse and floss on the day, and then they walk out the shop and the bike's worth nothing. Alright. You triathlete suckers out there, you got finessed hard. This bike would have cost, back in the day, probably 12 grand. And they can't even sell it for 2.1. And it looks like it's in really good condition. That's that saddle gun on there. These bikes are worth nothing, man. Looks like a bike room picture, doesn't it? It's done the old sprat down the hose thing. It's got the old 10-speed Durace. But, yeah, so if you want to a TT bike, don't buy new. Buy them second hand. They've hardly been used at all. We got a giant here. $3,000. Is this Joe from England? Wow. This guy is dreaming, mate. Dreaming. A scratched up giant MCR for $3,000. That's in good condition. Wow. It's got Ultegra 6500 group set 9-speed. Can I have it for $3,000? Hey, would you do me a deal? $2,950. It's got the old Vegeta rims on there. The carbon spoke. This bike's going to weigh at least 14 kilos for $3,000. Is that got Trans-X quill post in it? These people are dreaming, man. Dreaming. This bike would have been on clearance for $1 grand, maybe. These rode like absolute tanks, man. They rode like absolute tanks. But one credit is that, I mean, look at that. Imagine getting a spare part for that. Imagine getting a spare derailleur for that, It's in great condition for the age. has done a bit of miles, but $3,000, mate. You are absolutely dreaming. This bike, imagine riding this thing. Look at the bar angle and the seat. Like, this dude's ridden it. He's going to get fit. I'm going to get a special wanky giant bike, Aero. This bike would be a joke to ride. It is a blast in the past. I remember when this came out. It's back in like 98. But yeah, it's hilarious, man. Hilarious. Here we go. Here we got some Reynolds Razor wheels, $1,000. These are actually pretty light. But yeah, imagine riding this in windy conditions. These are not aero. These are not aero. Wow. It's got a different front, different rear. They're not aero at all. In a crosswinds, man. Any deep dish wheel's not aero. In a crosswind, you get gusted around. Hideous. They look cool though. Not going to get $1,000. No way. No one's going to buy them. They are a good wheel though in a calm condition. If you want deep section, they're very lightweight. Super lightweight, but no one's going to buy them for $1,000. They're just not going to sell. They're not going to sell. Go back to the giant. Here we go here. We have a complete cycling package. Now, this person is not being serious right now. This is Australia, mate. This is the Sunshine Coast. We do not sell a used S5 Cervelo for $10,500. This person has definitely had too much Nullarbor white. Let's have a read of this one. We've got Cervelo S5, less than 1,000 Ks. Fulcrum alloy wheels for training. Wow. And we've got a 10-speed 90. That's not even 90/70. It's a 10-speed 79/70 group set, which is ridiculously, what's the word? Notoriously hard to get spare parts for. Like if you snap one of the wires, etc. So the value of those, even though it's a fantastic group set, the value is not much at all. This dude is absolutely dreaming to buy a new 16.5. This guy is absolutely. This is the biggest dream I've ever seen. All right. I have a believer. This is hilarious. This has to be a troll post. This has to be a troll post. He's got extra cassettes. Wow. We get an extra Ultegra cassette. 10-speed. For 10. I almost want to write to this guy. And I'm going to have to write to him. I'm going to have to write to him. $10K. Yep. She's my bro now. Jane, you're dreaming. You're absolutely dreaming, Jane. No offense, but absolutely dreaming. This is hilarious. It's not just in England. It's not just in England. All right, here we go. This is what we're talking about. This is a Cervelo P1, $1,000. All right, we got $1,000. So this is what Joe should be. Joe, if you're watching, this is what your S5's worth. About $1,000, $1,200, $1,500. Look, listen up here. P1. This is a fast bike for your TTs. That's all you need. And it looks like it hardly done any Ks at all. Do you know what I mean? This would be as fast as anything out there. So if I put it out there, these bikes look ugly, don't they? They look absolutely ugly. Back in the day, they looked like the bee's knees. And now they're just absolutely hideous. But seriously, this bike is all you need for a TT. Alright? It's all you need, and it's $1,000. Who's selling it? Gerard. Alright, Gerard, thank you for having a reasonably priced bike. Maybe you should hit up Joe and tell her to price something different. This is hilarious. So this is what Joe, I'm going to send this to Joe maybe. Cervelo P3X, 10,500. Look at this thing. Barely ridden. These things just don't get ridden because they ride like crap. TT bikes suck to ride. The bike's located in Singapore, so this person's got some serious moolah going on there. And yeah, $10,000. It is in very good condition. Wow. So that's what you can get for $10,000. Or this, you're doing it the bike. Yeah, I mean, look at that. Where's Joe's bike? So you got Joe's 10-year-old Cervelo for $10,500, or you got this guy for $10,500. I'm gonna send this to Joe. Again, just banter here. Just banter here. All right. Just banter. All right. This is about public education here. So 10.5, right? 10.5. So this would have cost a lot more than 10.5. I'm assuming. And imagine turning up to a race riding this thing, and it's going to have some crosswinds. you don't have much experience riding TT bikes. You're gonna want to sell it in the first 5k because you've probably would have crashed it already. Imagine riding this bike in a crosswind. Remember that time Jack Barbridge had a big crash on his TT bike? Unfortunate, but he had a big rag on his TT bike, and Jack Barbridge is a mad experienced rider on the TT, and he crashed in Ballarat Road Nats TT. You know, because his disc wheel hit a bit of a gust of wind from a truck. Like, if the pros are crashing, can you imagine what us weekend warriors be doing? So hilarious. It's in brand new condition. This isn't going to sell. When he put up 21 weeks ago, these bikes, I think, were like 20 grand or something when they first came out. They're just like, they suck to ride. They really suck to ride. And the disc brakes, the rubber, it's just like working. Like, where do the hydro lines go on this thing? Can you imagine, like, just that fork? Oh, Cervelo, what are you just doing? What are you just doing, mate? That's crazy. Anyway, that's the little recap there. We did a bit of the Cervelo range, didn't we? We went to London, we went back to the Gold Coast. We saw the differences in prices, and we saw there's a lot of dreamers out there. Yeah, there's a lot of dreamers there. That's hilarious. Far out.